Hey Kaga back again. Today we're going to talk about PS Plus upcoming games, and since last month well, a bit before last month there was a price increase. Um, so, and then we got Saints Row, which was obviously not a great game. So they increased the price and then they give us one of the worst options out there. Instead of anything decent that might have been released recently or anything that people would actually want in a PS Plus that would justify the increase in price, we got shit. So let's look at the games this month. So the first one is Callisto Protocol, which is a narrative-driven third-person survival horror that is set 300 years in the future to take on the role Jacob Lee, who was imprisoned in a Black Iron prison, which was located on Jupiter's moon Callisto. Which in the game, the inmates start transforming and you have to survive these horrors, zombie-like creatures, let's say. So, personally, I don't. It's not a game for me. I watched videos, I've seen the gameplay. Maybe it's improved, but it's probably still not the type of game for me. Reviews around it are mixed so far. It's like 6, 7 depending on the place, so it's kind of mixed so far. Which kind of what I draw a conclusion to. It was that it's not really bad nor it's really good. It's kind of like mediocre. I'll give you that fact that the graphics in the game look kind of nice, but besides graphics there isn't really anything that really calls out to me in the game. Mainly because combat is not that nice. You know, the gameplay part of the game is not that nice. It's pretty to look at, don't get me wrong, but that's not what the games all are about, really. The combat is not nice because the dodges and the melee attacks could be kinda clunky at times, and that kinda ruins the whole combat system. I know there's also guns, but there's also limited ammo to said guns. And the guns even weren't that many, so for me, so far, the PS Plus is not on a good start. Next is Farming Simulator 22. As the name suggests, Farming Simulator is a farming simulator where you take on a role of a farmer and try to become rich through farming, I would say. It's basically you work in your farm, you advance your farm, and then you upgrade your vehicles, your machines, get some animals, and buy more land, and so on. It has more than 400 machines and tools from over 100 real agricultural brands like John Deere, for example. Now this, personally, I looked into it a bit, and it seemed like it could be quite fun with a friend. Maybe also solo if you have nothing else to do on the side. And this for me is an okay choice. It wouldn't be really a game I get full price or even consider getting it, really. So it on a PS Plus would offer me a chance to finally get into it, because usually it's not the type of game I would play, so it would be something nice. Now, so far, now it's Weird West, the third game, where you discover a dark fantasy reimagining of the Wild West, where lawmen and gunslingers share the frontier with fantastical creatures, each playing with their own rules and their own peculiar motives in isometric action RPG. So, it is a game where I would compare the combat to something like Diablo comes to mind, which kind of reminded me of the combat system in it. I don't really know much about this game, but the reviews are around 7 out of 10. So it's probably not a bad game, and it's a game where your characters, factions, everything reacts to your decisions, and you are faced with consequences that cannot be undone, and that includes death also. So that's kind of nice for me, for example, that you have to stick with your choices, that you have to suffer your consequences through your actions, and that's kind of a fresh take on games where you usually have a second outing of it. Like if you don't want this, you just go back and redo it. So that would be kind of fresh for me, but these three games together don't really justify, for me personally, the increase of price for the PS Plus. We haven't seen any additional benefits or anything. We haven't even seen any games that would release recently or day one would be on the PS Plus, for example, something along the sides of Xbox Game Pass, where Starfield was immediately on the Game Pass. But all we have is increase in price and not that great games. 2 months straight on PS Plus. It doesn't justify the price increase in any way. They haven't said anything else that would really justify the price increase, except that this will allow them to deliver more quality games. But that's all fine and well, but those games will not be on PS Plus when they release. You will still need to pay the 70-80 bucks for the said games when they release. So honestly, so far it's just a price increase and that's it. It's not worth it. If before people still had hope that maybe the October games will be justifiable to the price increase, then those people that held out hope for that will now leave the PS Plus subscription service. And I don't know that the value of a PS Plus is subjective to everyone. I don't find the value, somebody else will find the value. And that's perfectly fine, everybody has their own opinions. This is just my opinion. And all of these games will be available on October 3rd. So that's all for me today. See you guys next time.